The minority in Parliament on Tuesday boycotted for the second time parliamentary business to accompany one of its members, the Asen North MP, James Gyakye Quayson, who is facing trial at the court. This was left with less than 10 of the majority MPs in the chamber. The second Deputy Speaker, Andrew Amwakwesiama, had to suspend sitting for 15 minutes to allow more of the majority MPs to come into the chamber for business to continue. Speaking to journalists, the Member of Parliament for Gyakye Central, Patrick Yawbuama, appealed to the minority to reconsider their decision.
You all know the contribution of the minority when it comes to the business on the floor. It's a very important caucus in our parliamentary business. So any decision by the minority not to participate actively in the business of the House would definitely affect proceedings. It's a very unfortunate situation that we are going through, but the minority is exercising their rights under the laws to go and solidarize with our colleague, Honorable Quayson, who was sworn in a week ago. I want to entreat the minority to reconsider their decision because Honorable Quayson is duly represented by very experienced lawyers who can fight his case for him. It's very important that we also get measured with what we do with regards to our responsibilities as members of Parliament. And as duty demands of us, we ought to be in the chamber to represent the people who voted for us. Yes, you can show solidarity, but you should not forget about your responsibility as a member of Parliament.
Before they preferred charges against some of our colleagues, knew that as MPs, they have a mandate here. But if you consider the fact that the hearing dates sometimes conflict with parliamentary business, you'd want to ask the question, were they not mindful of the fact that the people they were charging are members of Parliament? Or at least, did they not find it necessary to at least stagger the court hearings so that the hearings would not conflict with parliamentary business? Did they not think about that? And so if my good friend, Honorable Patrick Boama, comes out to say we should nominate just a few of us to accompany our colleagues to the courts and allow the rest of us to stay here and do business, I think that statement marks of double standards because they are the ones, it is his government which has brought all this about. And so we're saying that we would stand solidly behind our colleagues. We shall solidarize with them anytime they are going to court. They should make space for us, or at least stagger the hearing times so that court hearings do not interfere with parliamentary business. But if you think that our presence here is not necessary, you can fix court dates to conflict with parliamentary business, we would all go there and support our colleagues. It's as simple as that.
In an interaction with journalists, the Minister of Interior, Ambrose Derry, denied rumors in a leaked tape which suggests that government aims at removing from office the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, as part of plans to rig the upcoming general elections.
Now, I think that we've come a long way, haven't we? At a certain stage, people were thinking that, oh, we couldn't trust the police. But now you see, you feel the presence of police. And I think the last election that came, at least our friends on the other side said they have confidence in the police and have confidence in the EC. I think we're making progress, are we not? And so that's how I see it. Yeah. But as far as the IGP is concerned, he's for operational matters. Yeah. And I haven't found anything that he's done that has contradicted that. I can assure you that I serve a president who is committed and has respect for human rights. And Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we will make sure 2024 is peaceful. For those theories about, we can imagine things. We have rich imaginations will go on. One thing is certain, 2024 would not be a violent election by anybody, and no one will want to thwart the will of the people. If you vote us in, you vote us in. If you vote us out, you vote us out. And we've shown that before. The difference with which we handed over power in 2009 was so impressive that the then president of the U.S. came here.
However, the ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament, James Agaga, says governments must thoroughly investigate the leaked tape.
If it is indeed true that it is a DCOP or whatever, I don't know what his rank is, Alex Mensah is the one behind or who actually spoke to some of his people, and this thing has now leaked, I think he needs to be investigated and dealt with in accordance with law, because there are machinations aimed at what? Subverting the will of the people. Until now, I have never known that we have NDC IGPs, MPP IGPs. I've never known that. And if it is the authenticity of that audio is established, then he must be charged. His actions, the actions of the one behind that audio, for me, passes for treason.
The House also debated on the Narcotics Control Commission Amendment Act, which seeks to allow for the cultivation of cannabis for industrial and medicinal purposes.
The new policy of the narcotics: 1, the value as medicinal; 2, the value as industrial, which is going to provide, the second reading I'll show, employment; and the value as economic, which is the trend of the world at this stage. There is the agency to consider this amendment and make sure that Ghana is not left out with this movement of the whole world, which considers narcotics issue as a public health issue and will not miss to have the medicinal value of it, will not miss to have the industrial value of it, and will not miss to have the economic value of it. Accordingly, it is an urgent matter that needs to be dealt with.
Whereas for the regular cannabis that people use for recreational purposes, what we refer to as weed, the THC content in the product in Ghana, that is the dry weight, the content on a dry weight basis, is above 2%. I'm told that in the Bono area and portions of the Volta region, the content could go as high as 3% THC. And that certainly cannot be the subject matter here. People assume that what we have done opens the sluice gate for the cultivation of the regular cannabis. It has nothing to do with that. It is really to encourage the cultivation of jute. Of course, for medicinal purposes, some cannabis could be grown. But in that case, you require the certificate or license by the minister to be able to do that. Mr. Speaker, when we come there, we all do appreciate that strictures and strict procedures and structures will have to be put in place to guide and guard the cultivation of those medicinal cannabis.
Reporting from Parliament, my name is Gyakye Quayson for Citi News.